Thank fucking Jesus it has happened. I, like many smart fantasy football owners, have stashed him away for 7 weeks, and it is now time for us to reap the benefits of a dead roster spot. So I drafted Nick Chubb, uh, and I also drafted Carlos Hyde at the beginning of the season. I traded him away once I thought Carlos Hyde was about to start losing carries to Nick Chubb, which was about 2 weeks ago. Is when I traded him away, and now the Cleveland Browns have rewarded me for my hard effort and my hard work. Um, you know, and I wrote this as an article, so it should come out soon. But I want to make sure that before Sunday happens, everybody knows that I'm calling my shot now before Sunday. Technically, it's 1:05 in the morning Eastern Standard Time when I'm recording this, technically on Sunday. But before the games start, 12 hours before they start, I'm making sure y'all know that I was very vocal on Twitter. Go get him if he's available in your league. If your league sucks enough where nobody gave a shit about Nick Chubb and just left him out there, then go get him. Because everybody in your league's stupid. Somebody should have stashed this guy away. You tell me you have 10, 12, 16 teams in your league, and no one said, we take a flyer on Nick Chubb and just stash him away. I got an idiot in my league who's still stashing Dez Bryant away, and that's pretty bad. Um, you know, so, the football gods have rewarded us. Praise be to he who traded Carlos Hyde. And Nick Chubb rose from the ashes of 3 carries per game, and he is now the chosen one. Spiritus Sanctum. This guy is an absolute monster. He's averaging a stupid 10.8 yards per carry, which I know he's not going to keep up. That's just retarded. But I don't think he's quite Saquon Barkley, but I think he's up there. I think he is one of these next great running backs. A staple wherever he's going to wind up, whether that be in Cleveland, which I think it'll be. I think he is someone that can take some pressure off Baker Mayfield, open up the play action pass, and really help the Browns as a team. He's an absolute monster between the tackles. You're not going to bring him down at the goal line. He's getting in the end zone. Cleveland has a good enough line that they can run block for him. They run block for Carlos Hyde, and he's been a serviceable running back. This is someone with immensely more talent and power than Carlos Hyde. He's going to do better than Carlos Hyde. Burp. And when they need someone to salt away the game late in the fourth quarter, I'm telling you, Tim, and he's going to be able to do it. He'll sit there. He'll get 3 first downs. He'll run 5.5 minutes off the clock like it's his fucking job. Mainly because it's his fucking job. Everybody that was fortunate enough to pick him up this week, along with those of us smart enough to have stashed him away for the whole time, we're all pretty super stoked. I have seen a lot of start-sit questions that are coming out saying, I got these 4 guys. Who should I start? Unless you're asking me about a top 6 running back, you're not sitting Nick Chubb for anybody this week. Let's say top 8. So if he's not a top 8 running back, you're not sitting Nick Chubb for him. And if you got a top 8 running back and you can only start 1, that means you either have 2 top 8 running backs or you're stupid. So you pick. And if you get 2 top 8 running backs and Nick Chubb, you're probably in like a 4-team league. And honestly, you don't deserve fantasy advice because you're not even playing the game. If you're not at least in a 10-team league, then you're not playing the game. You're kind of going through the motions, But those of us in real leagues are absolutely stoked about having Nick Chubb on our team. And, I think a lot of people's matchups just kind of topsy-turvy flipped. Imagine if you were playing against someone who had Carlos Hyde while you were stashing Nick Chubb on your roster. What if you were playing against someone who has Leonard Fournette in the next few weeks? Leonard Fournette's toast. What if you're playing next week against a guy who's got TJ Yeldon? He's going to be garbage after this week. So it flipped a lot of matchups. I know it opened up a big trade for me because I then had an extra player. Because you're talking an RB1, RB2, you just got gifted for free. You didn't have to give up an asset or trade. He's someone that's been junk sitting on your bench, and all of a sudden he's RB1, RB2. It's crazy the lineup I'm able to put out this week in my 10-team league because I have Nick Chubb and I have James Conner and Le'Veon Bell on bye. They're just the same person at this point. I'm going to start one of them. But I have those guys on bye, and I have absolutely no worries about my team scoring a shit ton of points this week. So, I can only imagine how some of us, I guess I can't really just only imagine. Good for all of us who got lucky enough to have this guy, or were smart enough to stash this guy. I know in my league, my opponent made a big trade so he could beat me. And now after this news, people are in my league are saying, that's it. Mackey's got this league won. We're all fucked. He had a top 3 team to start the week, and now you just gave him an RB1, RB2 on top of everything. So I'm able to go ahead and make moves and end up making an extra trade to make my starters even better than they were before I had Nick Chubb. Something like this can really change the course of the league. If you're like right on that cusp and you grabbed Nick Chubb, you got a shot to get back into the hunt if he does what I'm saying he does. I remember Odell Beckham Jr.'s rookie season. He started playing like week 9, and someone who was like, he was on the cusp. He was like either right out of the playoffs or in the last seed. And he got Odell Beckham Jr. and he rode that guy to a championship just because of how nasty he was once he finally got his opportunity. I really think that Nick Chubb is that type of player that can take a border team and bring you to a championship. And if you are already a high-level championship caliber team like myself and you just got gifted this guy, get ready for some W's coming up. I think Nick Chubb is a top 8 fantasy running back for the remainder of the season. I think it's also going to boost the value of Mayfield. It'll boost the value of Njoku and Landry. I think teams are going to have to game plan for the Browns rushing attack after they see what he does this week to Tampa Bay. And it's going to open up that play action for Baker Mayfield. And they already have a really decent defense. I'm not going to say they have a great defense in Cleveland, but it's good. Better than half the league. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say the Cleveland Browns finish either just above 500 because they got that fucking tie in there, so they can't finish 8-8. But they either finish 8-7-1, or they're going to finish 7-8-1. At least they could go on a winning streak and finish like 10-5-1. But my bold prediction is the Cleveland Browns finish at least 8-7-1 this season because of this trade. And you can put that shit on the board. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter. Send me mentions or DMs if you have start-sit questions. I answer every question you guys ask me. I probably get about like 200 of these things in between Friday and Sunday morning. I answer every single one of them. So I'm always here for anybody who asks for my advice. I love to hear stories if you guys actually won your matchups because of a tip or a hint that I gave you. And if I cost you your matchup, that's my bad. Dirty hand. Look at my hand. It's dirty. I was cleaning up my daughter's birthday party outside in the patio today, and it's just like black shit everywhere. It's crazy. It was a nighttime party. So I had like a big one of those like construction lights outside, and I grabbed it. It's grease all over it. So I'm sorry for my gross ass dirty hand. Shit happens. But like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Uh, you know, help me out. Help me reach some more people. I want to help as many people as I can. Um, this is for everybody. I love talking football. I love not just telling you who to start or sit, but give you a good reason why, so you can kind of make your own decision. Because in the end, guys and girls, these are your lineups. They're your decision. You can agree with me. You can disagree with me. If I'm right, shoot me a thank you. If I'm wrong, shoot me a fuck you. I mean, whichever way it goes. I'm not right all the time, but you know, I pride myself on being mostly right. So we'll go with that. Until next time, deuces, people. Enjoy your evening and happy fantasy footballing. Unless you're in my league and you're playing against me this week, then I hope you fucking lose. Later.